y'all, it's Holistic Beauty RN. I'm a registered nurse here to give you useful information based on the research. So enjoy!
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Holistic Beauty RN. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an OG, oldie but a goodie, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about 6 things that you could be doing to your hair right now, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And these 6 things could actually be leading to hair loss or hair damage. So oftentimes you see where on social media or even YouTube, people are talking about different ways to help promote hair growth, right? I've even done this on my own channel. If you look at my previous videos of mine, you see that I've talked about natural remedies to promoting hair growth, such as rice water, onion juice, scalp massages, different oils, all natural oils, essential oils to help aid in hair growth. But too oftentimes we're talking about the things to help promote hair growth, and less oftentimes we're talking about the things that actually lead to hair loss, because it's quite essential to know what are those things, because maybe a person may need to change what they're doing in their hair remedies to prevent hair loss and therefore promote hair growth. So I think it's quite important to know what are some of those things so that you can better inform yourself and take the proper protocols and interventions to perhaps not do the things that you could be doing that's actually stunting your hair growth and not giving you the most benefit out of the things that you're actually doing right to promote hair growth. So stay tuned for those 6 things. Number 1, the first thing that I want to talk about in things that could be preventing your hair from growing to its full potential is hormonal changes. Now, women, unfortunately, we get the short end of the stick with this one because we go through so many hormonal changes. So hormonal changes could be things like childbirth or pregnancy, menopause, stopping birth control pills. When you think of it like this, hormones play an essential role in our body and in our body's ability to provide the nourishment that it needs for our hair to grow. However, when you get an overabundance of certain hormones like you do with pregnancy, your body's going to react in such a way that it can lead to hair loss. And even so, when you give birth to that baby and a woman's body is trying to normalize back to the way it used to be pre-pregnancy, in its pre-pregnancy state, it can cause and lead to a lot of shifts in the natural balance of things, including your hair's fullness, thickness, and even essentially its growth. However, the good news is this is temporary, and usually, or also with menopause, right? When women reach a certain age and they stop menstruating and they go through a period of fun time, something that we all have to look forward to, especially me myself being a woman, right? When we're going to go through that stage, there's also another shift in balance in the hormones. So all of this can trigger things such as hair loss. So I'm not going to really go into the details of what these things are, like what processes and hormones are involved in it, but just to kind of give you a general idea that hormone imbalances can actually lead to hair loss. Also stopping birth control pills, because birth control again is a hormone that you're adding to the body, and a lot of women have noticed that, it helps with their acne, it helps with the fullness and thickness of their hair, amongst other things, longer nails, clearer skin. But when you take that away,
yeah, sorry to say that some things may not be the best, including your hair.
So that's definitely another thing that can contribute to that. So that's number 1 on the list, is hormonal changes. All right, number 2 on the list is medical conditions. So medical conditions being like thyroid problems. Your thyroid is an important gland that regulates so many body functions in the body, yet people don't realize the drastic effect that it can have on your overall hair health, especially when it's out of whack. So your thyroid is the gland that's located here in the neck. If you actually touch your neck or swallow, you see that? You see that? When I swallowed, that is your thyroid gland. So your thyroid gland is important for so many things. Some of the things are like metabolism, just maintaining your weight, natural chemical reactions in the body that's needed to help your body grow. So when these things are out of whack, like in a person with hyperthyroidism, when the thyroid is overactive, Therefore, that can lead to hair loss or hair thinning, certain heart conditions, hypertension, which is also called high blood pressure, things like that. So anytime there's like a change in the overall blood distribution and a change in the circulation of blood throughout the body, that can affect the hair. Because ultimately, when you think of it like this, circulation is important for circulating that blood throughout, not only circulating that blood throughout the body, but during the circulation, it's bringing along nutrients, essential nutrients that our body needs, including to the hair. It's bringing that nutrients that our hair follicles need to grow. So when you have any interruption in the circulation, or if there's like any type of decreased blood flow, which can be from hypertension or high blood pressure, or can be from heart problems, this can essentially affect the overall nourishment that's going to the hair, because that blood flow and that circulation is affected. So when you have these medical problems, this can also lead to changes in your hair. So number 3 on the list is medications. So medications are things that you take, medicine that you take. For example, chemotherapy drugs for somebody who's diagnosed with cancer, right? And if you choose to go the route of taking chemotherapy, which is very cytotoxic, they're cytotoxic drugs. So cytotoxic means it's very toxic to the cells. So unfortunately with chemotherapy, not only does it kill the target or kill the cancer cells, which is what we want, it will also kill the good cells. It kills every cell in the body. And the hair is definitely not exempt. And the hair is the fastest growing, fastest regenerating cell in the body. So therefore, you're going to see that drastic change in your hair, which leads to hair loss. The good news is that this is temporary. Once the chemo is stopped, the hair does eventually grow back. However, sometimes the quality, the integrity of the hair is not the same. So it may not be as thick as it used to be, but the takeaway here is that medications can in fact also change or lead to hair loss. So number 4 on the list, which is so important, is diet. So diet, as we know, really affects overall our body, right? If we're eating bad foods, our skin can break out, we can gain weight, just feel sluggish, low energy, tired all the time, because the quality of the food that we're eating, if it's not up to par with the nutrients that our body needs, we can be affected. And the hair is definitely not exempt for that. So our hair thrives off of protein-rich foods, because proteins are the building blocks of cells. Proteins help to build and strengthen that hair follicles. So if you're not getting a full balanced diet, especially a diet that includes protein, your hair may suffer in the long run. So a lot of people will resort to taking multivitamins. However, it's better to get that food. However, it is better to get that food from the food supply itself. So eating foods such as eggs, basically eating a full balanced diet, your beans, your lentils, all of that, your fruits, your vegetables, your green leafy vegetables, all of those to provide the essential vitamins that you need, not only to be healthy, but also to promote healthy hair growth. So number 5 is heat damage. So mechanical damage such as heat damage. So things like using too hot of a curling iron in your hair, hair dryers, blow dryers, all of those things which produce heat and is adding that heat down to the hair. Heat is not good for the hair shaft. It causes split ends. It damages the overall integrity of the hair, leading to split ends. And split ends leads to more breakage and thinning of the hair. So in this instance, less is more. I know people, and I'm guilty of this too. So, I'm guilty of this too. I know people who, they love their heat. If they want to flat iron their hair to go for a straighter look, or maybe use a curl wand, one of my favorites, to produce some awesome, beautiful curls in your hair that you may not otherwise be able to get. Or maybe you just washed your hair and you just want to hurry up and get your hair dried. You don't want to take the time to air dry it, because that can take time, and depending on your time schedule, you may need to leave and may not have that time to really allow your hair to thoroughly air dry. So a lot of people will resort to the use of heat. However, in this instance, if you're one of those people that just for whatever reason can just absolutely not go without heat, it is better to minimize the amount of heat to your hair. So if you're one of those people, hopefully this ain't the case for you. Please don't let this be the case. Hopefully you ain't using the heat every day. But if you are one of those people using the heat every day, or even every other day, try to minimize it to maybe once every 2 days, once a week, once a month. You know, just drastically spread out the amount of time in between using that heat to your hair. And for things such as like your hair dryers or blow dryers, they should have, I'm pretty sure they have a cool setting. So it's even better to use a cool setting as opposed to the hottest setting. You definitely don't want to use the hottest setting because that's going to deliver obviously more heat to the hair, which can be damaging, especially the more you use it over time. Number 6 on the list is chemical damage. So chemical damage could be from your dyes, your hair dyes. I can honestly say I've never in my life dyed my hair, but if ever the need, I felt like I wanted to be a different hair color. Maybe I wanted to have some blonde streaks for the day, some auburn streaks for the day, whatever the case may be.
I'ma just weave it out.
That's right, I'ma weave it out.
Because at least it's not actually on my hair, damaging my hair, because chemicals such as dyes, bleach are really bad for the hair. Ultimately, it will lead to breakage because it's drying to the hair and it makes the hair more prone to dryness. So if you're one of those people that really suffer with like dry hair, and then you go around and get something like bleach done to your hair, get your hair bleached or dyed in any type of way, you really have to be on top with keeping that hair moisturized. And it can, depending on your hair porosity, it can be even harder for your hair to retain moisture as it is. So it's definitely one of those things to consider. Obviously, try to find different alternatives, you know, to achieve those hair looks that you're going for, such as weaves. Or maybe even like a temporary alternatives. I know they have like different types of like hair chalk where these are temporary. They can wash right out of the hair, so it's not permanent, which can do the most damage. And then another chemical is Black women. We are very used to this and we know of this so well. I'm guilty of using this myself. Not now. Been natural since 2012, so for 8 years now, thank God. But another thing that is a chemical that is very damaging to the hair is hair relaxers. It can cause scalp burns. It can weaken the hair strand. It permanently alters the uniqueness and the overall quality of the hair, because now you're putting a chemical in your hair to permanently relax and straighten that hair. So the quality of the hair is altered, and this ultimately can lead to weakened hair strands over time. So if you're one of those type of people that religiously get relaxers maybe once every 6 weeks, you know, trying to spread it out maybe once every 2 months, once every 3 months, to the point where maybe you're getting it twice or once a year. So just as a recap, just to go over those 6 things again of things that can be damaging to the hair and in fact lead to hair loss. So the things that we discussed, the 6 things we discussed, number 1 was hormonal changes. Number 2 was medical conditions. Number 3 was medications. Number 4 was diet. Number 5 was mechanical damage such as heat damage. And then last on the list was chemical damage. So hopefully you've learned a lot from this video. If you're one of those people that suffers with a medical condition, maybe you're not diagnosed or you may think that you have it, especially after watching this video, always go check with your doctor, your medical provider, your primary care physician, whatever the case may be, and get the proper test that you need to, in fact, see if this may apply to you. Because if you're one of those people that has this and may not know about it, but you're showing signs, even through your hair, that your hair is thinning, it's always better to err on the side of caution and to be safe than sorry, because your hair damage could be the first sign and the only sign of something going on deeper within. So it's always best to check with your medical provider for further treatment and evaluation. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Please feel free and share this video with anyone that you may feel may benefit from it, because it's always good to know. The more you know, the better. An educated consumer is the best consumer. So I hope you guys learned from this video. Please don't forget to like, give this video a thumbs up, comment in the comment section below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you can see not only this video but other videos like this, where I give you other useful information as far as things that could be affecting your overall health, just the quality of your hair, have different tips and techniques on how to grow your hair, especially from an all-natural perspective. So stay tuned for further videos like that to come in the future. All right, so I hope you guys are doing well, and don't forget, peace, love, and happiness. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's